Hello guys, and welcome to part 3 of a 5-part tutorial series I'm putting together for making this female character from scratch in Blender 2.9. Now if you haven't already seen part 1 where I do the body and part 2 where I do the head, go ahead and check those out. Now I'm also making available for purchase, if you want to download these videos and keep them, available on Gumroad. And that's also going to include 2 extra videos and the blend file. So that's also a great way to support the channel. And I am making that available on Gumroad, so check the description below. So if you're interested in doing this, go ahead and watch the first 2 videos. And then you can get into this part 3 where we will be refining the mesh that we made in part 1 and 2. So let's get into it. I hope you guys enjoy. Okay, so the first thing we'll fix up a little bit and refine is just add some more detail to these shoes. So let's tab to edit mode with these shoes selected. And I'm just going to disable my proportional editing, go to the edge select option, Shift Alt, and then click on this edge loop at the bottom, double G just to slide it up about this much. And if that's selected, we're going to go Control B to bevel, so Control B or Command B. And then roll your middle mouse button up just once to add in an extra segment. And then select this edge loop here and then go Alt S and just scale it in like that. Go Control R, add in a loop here, double click, double G, just slide it up to there. And then what we're going to do is we're just going to go to our right view, go into wireframe, go to vertex select, select these bottom vertices, go Control plus just to grow the selection, and we're just selecting the sole of the foot here. Go to our materials tab, just click on plus, go new, and then assign this new material to the bottom. Let's just call it sole. And I have no idea how to spell sole, like sole of a shoe, so I'm just going to guess. But anyway, I'm going to then select these bottom vertices, S, Z, and just scale them down on the Z a bit. By the way, if you hear a lot of clanging, that's because it's really windy and stormy here today. So like literally the whole house is shaking in all the windows. So hopefully I don't blow away while I'm making this tutorial. But there we have it. The bottom of this shoe now has a sole. It looks a lot better. So what we're going to do now is we're going to grab these hands here. And you can see here with my original character, you can see the hands look a little bit more cartoony, a little bit more stylized, and these ones look a little bit weird. So I'm going to try and kind of get it to look a little bit more like that sort of stylized look. So let's go into edit mode with the body selected here. I'm going to select this loop of vertices, and we're going to go S, X, make sure to enable proportional editing first. We're going to go S, Y, and scale that on the Y to widen the hand a little bit. Grab this one here, S, Y, and scale it on the Y, and then bring it down like that. Go to your front view, and then just grab some of these vertices here and just kind of bring them up a little bit just to create the look of a wrist there. And then we need to come into here where the fingers are. I'm going to select this loop here. I'm going to go S to scale it up a bit, so Alt S, scale it out. Select this loop here, Alt S, scale it out a bit, and the same with this one, Alt S, maybe move it here a bit, Shift Alt, click on this edge to loop select it, and then go Alt S to scale it out. Control R, I'm adding in a loop here, Control R, double click, Control R, double click, Control R, double click. And then I'm also selecting these faces on the tips and just bringing them out a bit just to make the fingers a little bit more pointy. Same with this one here. Just refining the tips of the finger a little bit. And then these ones here as well, we're going to bring them out a bit. Okay, so that's looking a lot better. So go to the front view. Maybe select this face here, just bring it up to create a little bit more thickness to the thumb here. Now notice character only has 4 fingers, but that's because it is stylized. So we're not trying to go for anatomical correctness here. Okay, that looks a little bit better. I'm also just going to go to my face select, just select the faces at the bottom of the hand here, these 6 faces. Then I'm going to hit I to inset it. And then just go Alt S just to inset it a little bit like that. Bring it into the hand just to create kind of like this palm look here. Go to the smooth tool and just smooth that a little bit. So now the palm of the hand has a bit of a hollow to it, which makes a little bit more sense. And yeah, just enable proportional editing. Maybe just bring the wrist up a little bit here, just give it a bit more thickness. Okay. So maybe I'll actually just select the whole hand. Use hit S to scale the whole thing up. Make it a little bit bigger. so let's have a look at that. Okay, it's looking a lot better, so it's looking a bit more like my original. But I feel like we can add a little bit more definition to the arm. The arm is a little bit screwy. So let's just grab this loop here, scale it up a bit, bring it in closer to the elbow, and then scale these up. Just selecting these loops here and scaling them up. Control R, double click, add in an extra cut here, loop, just scale it up. And then Control R, add in a loop here around the body, just to give it some more geometry where the arm is here. Then let's just quickly tab out of edit mode, just select the shirt here, hit H to hide it. Then grab the character, tab into edit mode, and then just select the bottom loop of vertices. Go Control plus to grow the selection once, and then hit X and delete faces. Because we don't need that extra geometry down there, it'll be unnecessary. And Control R, just add in a loop cut here. Okay, so that's looking pretty good. We also need to come here to the neck. Control R, add in a loop here. Control R, add in a loop here. Just to give the neck some more geometry to deform it. And then back in object mode, go Alt H just to unhide that shirt. Now with the character here, I feel like we can select the whole head and all of the facial features and go G, Z, just bring it up just a little bit so the head's a little bit taller. And yeah, so let's grab the shirt here. And with the shirt, I'm going to go ahead and apply the first subdivision surface modifier. Let's have a look. Okay, I'm not actually going to apply it. What I'll do is I'll get rid of the subdivision surface modifier. But I will go and apply the solidify modifier. So come to the drop down, and you have to actually do it in object mode. So go into object mode and then apply it. Tab into edit mode. Go and select these vertices here. Hit X and delete faces, because those faces will create an issue. And also you might just want to grab all of these vertices here and just make sure clipping is enabled, then go G, X, and just move them closer to each other, just so they snap together there. Okay, so that's looking okay. We now have that done. And we can actually now just take this shirt, holding in Shift, we can select the body here, and then we're going to go Control J, and now it's joined that shirt to the body here. So now that's all one object. Let's grab the pants here, and let's go and holding in Shift, select the body here, go Control J to join it. Now the pants are part of the body here. Let's tab into edit mode. And with the pants here, what we can do, if you want to, you could get rid of some of these extra loops around here, these edges. So Shift Alt, you can click on this edge here, then this one here, and this one. Then you can go X and just dissolve edges, just to make it a little bit lower poly. And you can also probably get rid of this edge here. Just select this one, double G, and slide it up. But what does matter here is that where the knee area is, where it's going to be bending, you want to make sure that you have at least 3 loops over there where the knee is going to be. So this is where the bending point is going to be of a knee. Just grab this one, double G, just slide it down. So just something like that should be fine. We can now grab our shoe, holding in Shift, select the body, and then we can go Control J or Command J just to join those together. So now the body is all starting to come together as one piece. And what we can do now is we can go into object mode and select the head here. And then holding in Shift, we can select the body, and we can also go Control J. And now it's going to join that. Now all of a sudden these things are going to go haywire because they were using the head as a reference. And now it's recognizing the head as the body because we joined it. So let's go ahead, select the lips here. Go to the mirror modifier, click on the eyedropper, and so let's select the whole body mesh again. Then do the same with the eye. Select the eyedropper, click on the body, and then the same with the eyebrows. Come over here, select the body. Now that those features are back, also don't forget the ear. So with the ear actually, while we're at it, we can go ahead and just apply. So bring the subdivision surface, just leave it at 2 in the viewport display. Come to the drop down, just apply it, and then holding in Shift, select the body mesh and go Control J or Command J. Now the ear is part of the body as well. So what we're going to do with the eyes is we're just going to go ahead and apply the mirror. Actually, don't apply the mirror. Just get rid of the mirror, and holding in Shift, select the body and go Control J. And just do the same with the eyebrows. In fact, just get rid of these modifiers altogether. select the body, Control J, so now that's joined. And now with the lips, all we have to do is, once you're happy with the way they look, we can just come over here and come to the drop down. Actually, I think we can probably get away with getting rid of this mirror modifier as well. And because it's on the right side, we can just hold in Shift, also select the body mesh and go Control J. And now everything is essentially one mesh. So the whole body is one mesh with a mirror that we can turn on and off, except the nose. So the nose is one thing we probably need to do as well. So just quickly tab into edit mode and just select this half of the nose, hit X and delete those vertices. Holding in Shift, select the body and then go Control J. Now the nose is also part of this, and the nose can also be mirrored. So if we turn the mirror back on, and also we can disable the we can also disable in the viewport the subdivision surface modifier, especially when we're going to be doing stuff like animation, so it won't slow things down too much. That is the character a little bit more refined. So let's just enable that again, go into object mode. So I'm just having a look at it, trying to think what we could still refine a little bit. Okay, so I'll tell you what, while I'm having a bit more of a think about that, what we're going to do now is we're going to model the glasses for the character. So these are quite simple. We're going to start by going Shift A, just add in a torus this time. And we can come here to the minor segments. Let's make it something like 5. And then the major segments we'll make 32. And then just drop that down. And let's just bring this torus up to the face level here. And we're going to tab into edit mode. And with all of this selected, we're going to go Alt S and scale it in along the normal. So just making it smaller, about that much. Then we're going to go into our right orthographic view. In edit mode, we're going to go RX90 and hit enter. Just disable proportional editing, then tab out of edit mode. G and move this guy forward and just kind of place it where the eye is, and then go to your front view and then move it along the X so it's over the eye, and then scale it down. And try keeping it to the right side, and actually the left side of the character, but the right side from your perspective. So just right over here, like that. And this is give this guy a subdivision surface modifier. Go to object and enable shade smooth. And let's just also give this a material. Let's just call it frames. And in my viewport display, I'm just going to make it red. That's just a viewport display color. So just something like that. And yeah, so let's go back to our modifiers. Let's give this guy a mirror modifier. Click on the eyedropper and select the body for a reference here. And let's just go to our right view. G, Y, move it forward just a little bit. So just about there. Then tab into edit mode. Now you can, with all of these still selected, hit Alt S, and at any time you want, you can still adjust the thickness of the glasses. So I'm going to go with something like that. Okay, that's good. And then once you're happy with that, you can go Shift Alt and make sure you have Edge Select enabled. I'm going to select this edge in here. I'm going to go Shift D to duplicate it, and then we're going to go S just to scale it down a tiny little bit. Then we're going to go Control F, and we're going to go Grid Fill. And while those are still selected, let's go to our Materials tab, click on a plus, go New, hit Assign, and let's call this material Glass. And in our viewport display, let's just make it like blue or something. So just like that. And for now, with them still selected, we can just hit H in edit mode, so they haven't been deleted. They're just hidden. So if we go Alt H, it'll unhide it. If we hit H, it'll hide it again. So let's go to our edge select here. Shift Alt, click on this edge loop here. Shift D to duplicate it, right click to let go, and then we're going to go R, Y, 90 and hit enter. Then E to extrude and X and move it in, but make sure to go to your modifiers here, make sure clipping is enabled, and just drag your mirror modifier above the subdivision surface modifier. And now if we go G, X and join those together, they clip together nicely. And then we can just select this loop down here and just go S to scale it down a bit. Tab out of edit mode, go to object mode and enable shade smooth. So there we have the frames done. Now, because it's stylized, you could actually just leave it like that, like these kind of floating glasses. It'll work. But what we're going to do is we're going to make the holders that go around the ears here, so the frame of the thing that's attached to the frame, whatever you call that, like the earpiece or whatever. So let's just model that quickly. So go to your right view, Shift A, let's just add in a quick plane. And let's just move it up here, RY90, hit enter. S to scale this guy down quite a bit, and let's just place it on the side of the glasses here. Then go G, Y, and G, X, and move it over to the corner of the glasses here. Once you got it roughly in place, let's just give it that same frame material. Why not? So let's go to our material drop-down, give it that frames material. Tab into edit mode now, and then we're going to go G, and we're going to go Y, kind of move it back to about here. Go to our face edge select option, make sure that's enabled. So let's go S, Z, maybe scale it a little bit down. Then grab this edge here, and then go E to extrude it, and let's bring it roughly to about where the ear is. And then in a front view, we're going to move it like that. So something like that. Grab this edge and just bring it out along the X just a little bit. Okay, so now in our right orthographic view again, we're going to extrude this like this, rotate that edge, maybe scale it just a little bit, and then we're going to go E to extrude one more time and then rotate it like that, and maybe just one more little extrusion, and then just scale that edge down, hit S to scale it. So just like that. Let's go over here, give it a subdivision surface modifier, come in here, Control R to add in the cut, double click, double G just to slide it in like that, and that's looking good. So now let's tab out of edit mode. Make sure to go Control A and apply to scale, and then let's give this guy a solidify modifier and just play around with the thickness here. So I'm going to go with, take it in, maybe just about that much, and then I'm going to just apply the solidify modifier here, and there we have our glasses. So let's tab into edit mode. You can come in here, Control R, double click, double G, just slide in an edge here, and the same over here if you want, just to sharpen it a little bit. Okay, so now we have the frame done. Let's go to object mode, enable shade smooth, and we have that frame done. So let's just also give this guy a mirror modifier, click on the little eyedropper, and then you can click on the character here. Or you can also just select this guy, this part, holding and shift select the glasses themselves, and go Control J, and it'll just all be one object, and it'll now share the modifiers that the glasses originally had. So let's go into edit mode here. Now you can go Alt H if you want to unhide the glass, or you can just leave it. It doesn't really matter, because if you hit H to hide it, you can always see when you come to edit mode what's underneath it. But in object mode, you can you won't be able to see through. But later on, when you add the glass material and make it refractive, you will be able to see through in the render. So what I might just do is just actually scale that glass up inside of the frame a little bit and bring it in a little bit. Okay, then just hide it by hitting H, tab out of edit mode, and there we have our glasses. So super simple to make now. With my original character, I tried to kind of have it sitting on the nose a little bit. So let's just try that, because that's kind of what would happen in real life. So let's just grab the nose maybe, go into edit mode and just select the nose. So just select the nose, G, Z, just bring it up a little bit. Not too much, something like that should be fine. Doesn't really have to be touching. Yeah, I think that looks fine. So there we have the glasses of our character. So this is what we've modeled so far. And you can see this is my original character. So it's actually pretty close. So what I might also do is just, you can see with my original, if I go to top view, the arms look a little bit more defined here. So I might just do that with this our character. So just in edit mode, just with edge select still enabled, Shift Alt, just select these edges here, go to your top view, and then go Alt S and just scale them out a bit, just to create a little bit more definition to her muscles here. I think that just makes her look a little bit better. And yeah, so the rest is completely up to you. You can come in here and just refine things, you know, select edges and points. We feel there's a bit too much of a gap, just bring things in a little bit closer. You know, use the smooth tool. You know, bring things in or out where you feel it's needed. But yeah, don't go too overboard. Just keep it as simple as possible. Might bring that out a bit. It doesn't have to be complicated. So, so far, I think we've accomplished what we set out to do. We have a finished model here. Now the glasses, you could also join to the whole body mesh, but I'm just going to keep it separate, so it's an item that we can remove, because it is an accessory on the end of the day. But stuff like clothes and hair generally aren't that much of an accessory to kind of stay on your character and be part of the final rig as well. So that was part 3, and that was refining the head and the body, turning it all into one final mesh. So in part 4, which is the next part, we're going to be getting into the rigging and adding constraints.